Hey, this is Donald from Maida. In this video, I'm going to give you a crash course on CSS. What is the CSS, what you can do with it, and how you can set up CSS for A/B testing in Maida. So what is the CSS? You probably have already heard it being thrown around by your tech guy, your designers, and all of that. But what CSS stands for is basically cascading style sheet, and nobody cares about the full name. Everybody just calls it CSS, right? So it's a programming language which is used to define the appearance and the formatting of a website. And with CSS, you can control the color of any elements on your website, the fonts, the layout, and other visual aspect of a web page. So here you see the Midas landing page, and I'll show you a very cool trick that you can do on your website, that you can change up any elements, styles on your website, and you can preview it in live without with just a very simple cool trick. Now you just go ahead and right click on any elements, inspect, and it will open up a window. And with this window, as you can see, it is already highlighting the element that I selected earlier, or you can change to another element by selecting this. Select an element in the page to inspect it. There's this symbol. After you click on that, you can just change up any elements, and it will automatically select the elements for you. So here you can actually, let's say we select this one, this hero descriptions. So as you can see, this hero description, they already have a class name called hero descriptions and body-02. So you can make changes to it by clicking on this plus sign right here. It is a new style rule. After you click on it, it will, based on the selected elements, and help you to insert a class name that can target these elements. So right here, you can see that it is a P, stands for paragraph, dot body dash 02. So all the class name starts with dot, right? So dot hero description. So I can just do something like this. So just dot hero dash descriptions, meaning that any elements that have this class name called hero description will share these attributes right here. So let's say for the hero description, I want it to be red color text. Color, I want it to be red. So it is not changing, probably because of some other classes have already been or writing has already declared the color of the font color. So what you can do is basically just tell the browser that this is something that's more important, so it need to obey what you have written here. So how you can do that is you can just do like exclamation mark important, and it will change it to red. So what that means is you are actually telling the web browser that these attributes is more important than the other attributes that was defined before this, right? You can also do like background color. I want it to be yellow. Yep. So there you go. Now, after you have done this, so notice that you already have this right here, hero descriptions. You can just highlight it with your mouse and Control C to copy this CSS style block, right? So after you have copied this, you can just go over to Midas visual editor. So right here, I've already loaded up the visual editor. So right here, there is the custom code. You can just select, click on the add custom CSS style sheets and just paste the CSS block right here. As you can see, it changes. And you can also do a lot more things, such as you can also add font size. I want it to be 30px. It is important. There you go. It changes. So now you can just save it, and it will be a variant that will apply with these style sheets to your website. So after you have saved the variant, you can see the edit CSS and your changes. Your style sheets is here, your style block. And you can also preview the changes by clicking on preview variant, and it will open up your live website and rendering the changes directly on your live website. When should you be using Visual Editor to change up any on-site element, and when should you be using CSS style sheets rule, right? So of course you can go to the Midas Visual Editor and selecting up any elements on site, and you can just change up the background color as well. Just do yellow, you can just do it red, you can do that, and it will also work. However, if you are using CSS style sheet to make changes, it will apply to all of the elements instead of just one single element that you are making changes to. So it will not be tied to one single element only. It will be applied to all of the elements that matches this style CSS selector. So if you have a very wide, very generic CSS selector, it will apply to a whole bunch of other elements. If you have something that's more specific, and then it will only apply to one specific elements only. Also, it's much easier to make changes using custom editor if you know what you are doing already, because you don't actually need to rely on Visual Editor. You can just come on here on the targeting tab. Here's an option for you to directly make changes to the CSS, and you can just do whatever you wanted to do right here. Color, I want it to be red, for example, right? You can just save that and it will take effect. So you don't actually need to rely on Visual Editor. So I hope that helps. I hope you learned something from this video, and see ya.